Let's talk about the energy debate, because in today's The Australian paper, there's a report about how gas, the use of gas might be out according to Labor's green rating system.
Yeah, Lay, it's just a classic case of the Labor Party doublespeak. Gas good, gas bad. Gas is good if you're reading Minister King's gas strategy, which wants to see gas remain affordable for Australians, wants us to continue to be a reliable trading partner when it comes about providing gas, and the important role gas will play, keeping jobs here at home and making energy affordable over time. And then you've got the Treasurer's sustainable financing report that's come out that's basically saying gas needs to be phased down, don't invest in gas, it has no future here. So I think, once again, Labor is sending very, very conflicting messages. They've got a gas strategy that's out, it's been released, I think, for a couple of months now, but this policy by Jim Chalmers, if adopted, will completely undermine their own gas strategy. So again, they're trying to have two different conversations with the Australian public on a very important and serious issue, which is our energy security and sovereignty as we head towards net zero by 2050.
They're pretty clear about there being no nuclear, though.
They are. They're real outliers, aren't they, in the G20 on that one? Every other major trading partner that we have, every developed economy similar to ours, has cheap and affordable and reliable energy as a result of net zero nuclear being part of their energy system. We've been able to avail ourselves over many, many decades on cheap coal. That isn't part of our future. And so in order to replace that, we need to be adopting net zero nuclear power generations. We've got a backyard full of uranium. Instead of exporting it to the world for them to meet their net zero targets, we should be using it here at home. And I think it's really shown how Labor's approached this debate over time, their immaturity. They're not actually thinking about this rationally. If the Greens, for instance, the far left in Europe, Finland and beyond, can see the sense in nuclear net zero power generation being part of the mix globally, then we should absolutely be examining this as an option, which is what we're committed to doing. And it's not all of Labor, some of the unions are way behind nuclear power generation, particularly those unions that represent the manufacturing sector and our heavy industrial sector. And indeed, a lot of, there have been state and federal Labor MPs in the past who've backed it as well.
Very quickly,
hopefully
Bridget,
sanity will prevail.
I want to ask for your views about the news flow coming out of NATO, especially that communique pretty much calling China out for enabling the Russia war on Ukraine. What might happen next?
Yeah, I think it's important that we've got the Deputy Prime Minister there. I would have liked to have seen the PM there. I mean, if New Zealand and South Korea and Japan, a very important alliance with us in our region, can all be there, we should have had our Prime Minister there. But having said that, there is a danger globally for liberal democracies such as ours with the partnership, shall we say, between China and Russia. That is evidenced in who's backing who for supplies into Ukraine. And I think that is something that we need to join with the world and other like-minded democracies in calling out. And we need to be very forward-leaning on this and not be found to be asleep at the wheel and not be afraid to have the tough conversations. It's one thing to be clapping and saying, great, we've got our beef back, we've got our barley back into China, we've got our wine back, but it can't come at the cost of our sovereignty going forward.
For sure. Thank you so much for your time today. And that was National Senate Leader Bridget McKenzie.